We shall see.
We'll see. All right. And we are live. Hold on, let me just... Yep, okay. That looks good. All right, cool. I'm ready to go whenever.
Nice. How was your day? I guess start there until somebody hops up.
It's good. It's good. I'm on vacation in Vegas with the girlfriend, and I am up. Let's say we
That's
are
what's up.
We
What's
are
your game?
up indeed. Blackjack. It's obviously blackjack.
Yeah.
What else can you play?
I know.
Slots? You just want to piss money away?
Maybe get free drinks in the penny slots for a little while.
Well, I did put $20 in a slot machine and lost it all. So, just to have that experience of being stupid.
As you should. Yeah, of course. You got to make your donation,
Got to make a little donation, but yeah.
Yeah, blackjack's my game too. I feel that.
Yeah,
I've won the most on 3-card poker,
but
blackjack's my favorite.
I need 20 more. Sorry, guys, I can't read the chat because I have one monitor, so I can only stream the TikTok. So if you want to get my attention, you got to go to the TikTok live on Unfuck America and say something there. Paper Kraut, I know you. Thoughts on Trump signing the bill? Here's the thing. I mean, he had no other choice. If he says no, like they have a veto-proof majority in the Senate. What's really interesting is, obviously he was trying to stop this bill from going through. Like he was talking to Boebert and Mace. So he's kind of in a rock and a hard place situation. And I think they're going to start playing cover. And you see this when they look at Epstein and they're like, you're taking the opinion of a pedophile. You're taking this guy's opinion on Trump? Well, this guy's a bad guy, so you can't trust him. The same thing they did with Michael Cohen, even though it's like, hey, you guys were buddy-buddy, and this was your lawyer. What do you mean we can't trust? Yeah, we can't trust him because he's not a good person, but he's telling the truth about you, because if he wasn't telling the truth, he'd be perjured. So, doesn't mean everything they say is lies because they're a bad person. A scale of 1 to 10, how likely is he in the files? I don't know, probably 2. I mean, come on, guys. Donald Trump's never done anything wrong. Is there a queue of people? I saw there were a bunch of people on Twitter wanted to yell at me. So.
Oh, maybe they should come over here.
Yeah, what's up, tweeters? Did I concede the debate? I concede right away, guys. Donald Trump is innocent. I
wish we could go debate on Truth Social.
Did you make the UFA Truth Social and repost it?
I feel like if I start shit posting on there, somehow they'll dox me. So I'm kind of worried about it because they ask you to put your phone number in, and yeah, I don't think it's that secure of a platform. If any platform is secure.
Makes sense. Oh, Burnt Queso. My gym split's in my videos. I made a workout video so people would stop asking.
Why is my camera on? Shit.
Turn your camera on, coward. Hello?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not a Trump supporter. I was just saying hi.
Oh, my God, T-Pad. There are 3 criteria. American, over 18, and Trump supporter. And you've failed 2 of those already, it sounds like.
I have failed 2 of them. But hi. Love what y'all doing. UFA. Appreciate you guys. Goodbye.
Appreciate you. Go to the UFA donation link in the description of this YouTube video if you'd like to help out sending us around to debate with people who take advantage of unrhetorically trained college kids. Next stop for me is AmFest in Arizona. I'm looking forward to it. To be fair, the bar is pretty low. We're like, hey, just don't be a minor or foreign and have a dumb opinion. And they can't even get that right. They're like, sorry, I'm smart and American. And you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? So someone comes in here and tells you that Ukraine is not a country, not a real country. Is that like the Russian propaganda? It's like, actually, it's still part of the Union. Do I have debates lined up for AmFest? I think we just take what we get and try to go at the TPUSA people. It really depends on what's happening. I'm sure Destiny is going to have a big headliner, or at least a big Destiny versus the world thing. If Trump gets impeached and it goes through the Senate, what do you think the fallout would be? I don't know, man. I mean, I thought they had him dead to rights with that voting fraud stuff where he was asking the Georgian guy for the exact number of votes, which is just like the most blatant, obvious corruption you ever could have. It's like, okay, like how are Republicans going to defend this? How are Republicans going to defend the January 6th stuff, a violation of the Electoral Count Act? Nope, he got away with it. So I don't know. Maybe it turns out that he, was diddling kids and they just let him get away with it. I don't know. Have I ever had a date with Destiny? I have not dated Destiny. We ate breakfast at tables next to each other. How is Stewie so smart when he's just a baby? I don't know. Should ask Seth MacFarlane. Muslims are going to change the Constitution. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Changing the Constitution is a necessary part of our governmental structure. And we have Muslims in Congress, so maybe they'll pass an amendment that doesn't suck. How do I get a man to love me? I mean, depends on what he likes. Get a rage bait title? Well, I got the rage bait title right here. My head was covering it. They're going to do Sharia law. Look, conservative Christians in this country want the equivalent of Sharia law, but just, with a little Christian, amendment at the bottom there. So I'm much more worried about the Christian nationalists. It needs to be in the middle. Well, it's a green screen. What do you mean in the middle? Shakira law? Yeah, it's where everyone has to bounce their hips around. Christian nationalism is Christian Sharia law. It might as well be. You look at the stuff that Michael Knowles is presenting right now, where it's like we need radical, an unorthodox push for Christianity and to denounce atheism from the government. Like, it's not just the Charlie Kirk, separation of church and state isn't real. It's the, hey, church and state should be intertwined in a theocracy that I support. So. Here, I'm going to do a thing where I can look at my chat. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Are you asking other people? If you guys, I can't see your supers. I'm really sorry. I'll read them all at the end here, but if you, ask me questions in the TikTok. Jesus. It says it got 1,000 likes in the last 5 minutes. Show your likes too. I think that's just Rosh spamming the button. It's got to be him because we have 20 viewers right now. Do I think that Nat Doomer had any real points during your debate with him? Here's the thing. I actually did want to address this because I had a feeling he might show up or something today. And it's like, look, if you come in here and you're like, let's debate race realism and out of the blue, the problem is, one, your entire premise is you want to talk to me about how certain races are inferior or superior to others, which the premise in and of itself is flawed because I don't want to have this discussion. It's so far out of the Overton window. No one's pushing policy on this. So first we have to even talk about the factual, is your bullshit, pseudoscience phrenology crap even real? And then once we get past that, let's just say we accept it. What if he had irrefutable evidence? It's hey guys, turns out, look at this, solid case that race A is superior to race B. Okay, well, what are your prescriptions? Because not a single person's arguing when we do anything about this. What do you think we should do? Well, I think we should kick them all out. And it's look, I live in a multiracial society, and if I found out at any point that some of them may have an inclination towards certain skills over others, who gives a fuck, right? I'm not going to make prescriptive claims on race realism of what we should do with all the multicultural society and make it into an ethno-state. So even if, and this is a big if, even if you had solid evidence of certain races being superior, it's okay, well, this conversation's pointless because I don't even agree with what your conclusion is, which is let's kick out all the minorities, right? So yeah, it's 3 levels deep of completely pointless, where one, it's just not true, so I don't want to have the race realism conversation. 2, if it was true, the prescriptions aren't something I would agree with, so it doesn't matter. And 3, you're so far out of the Overton window that regardless of whether or not it's true, we are wasting our time talking about the fucking race science when we should be talking about what the fucking president's doing. So it's a huge, huge, huge waste of time. It's really fucking annoying, and that's why I don't spend my time debunking race science scholars so that I'm prepared for the one dipshit who hops in here and is oh, here, it's time to figure out the truth. Let's get down to the truth of it. So that's my answer to that. Who gave better Kirk, Monica or Donica? What the fuck? Is Kirk a verb now?
Yeah, I've heard it referred to as a verb.
What is kirking?
What Trump did to Bubba.
No, like giving head.
Yeah.
I did say I saw there. People are kirkifying certain photos, and for one of them, it was like over this really famous like porn gif, and I captioned it "kirking my penis" to this one or something like that. Oh God. Guys, isn't it too soon, guys? It's only been 2 months. Come on. You know what it means. I didn't know what it means. I thought it was like jerking because it sounds like kirking. Apparently it's not. When I'm mad, Kirk and Bubba tells me I'm a good wumpy. God. Corey, do you ever feel old?
Yes.
Do you ever feel old, Corey?
Oh, yes. I probably say that every day.
Okay. Well.
What do you think Trump's ulterior motive is to signing the bill? Like, or do you not think there is?
Like how's he going to... No,
he doesn't do anything if there's nothing like for him in the end. So what do you think it is that he's doing this? Like, what's the ultimate plan?
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Corbin? He's between a rock and a hard place, right? So right now, no one wants to be on the no side of this, except for that one guy. I forgot his name, but he's like, actually, this is like damaging to the victims. He's like the one no vote in the House. But for Trump, it's like, look, if he votes no, that's going to look really bad for him. Because no matter what, it's going to compel the DOJ to pass it, because I'm pretty sure once the Senate has a veto-proof majority, which is 67, right? They can just say, oh, it doesn't matter that you voted no on this. So he wants to make it look like it's his idea, which is ridiculous because obviously he's been pushing against and trying to get everyone to change their votes. But now that it's like inevitably going to go through, he's going to vote yes. And I think his only out is that they're going to do something like, hey, just release the stuff where anyone that is my enemy gets implicated in this, right? Or redact all of the, me. There's been rumors that they're redacting his name from this. I think Epstein's brother is talking about how they're doing that, which is wild. I don't know if that's true. But it's one of those, like, he knows that voting no is not his out now. So he's got to do certain people are under investigation to this, and we can't ruin the investigation by releasing these parts of the files where I'm in him. So don't release those parts. But all this other stuff, oh, look, it's the Clintons, right? I think he's has to go along with it now, and he's going to try to obfuscate, hide the worst parts of it. That's the only way out for him, and as far as I can tell. But yeah, I don't think he's voting yes because he really cares about transparency.
I'm under the understanding that there is a law that you have to have an explanation for every redaction. And since they started doing it months ago, I wonder if they are going to have to go all the way back if they end up doing that and give an explanation for each one if they take Trump's name out of everything.
They might. It's and I don't know how much of a far-fetched thing this is, but there's a chance they do the whole immunity clause thing, right? Where it's like, well, you can't prosecute him now because you're getting in the way of like his presidential actions, and this is in the past, or some crazy crap like that. So, as far as like this is Trump's downfall, I'm not betting. I'm not bullish on that. As far as this is going to look really bad and maybe fracture the MAGA movement, yeah, I think that'll be good. I mean, like his ratings are in the toilet right now, so hopefully this just chugs the train along. But I've seen videos of people just defending just the worst hypotheticals of what Trump might do, and I'm not hopeful that this is like the, yeah, we finally got him. It's been 10 years. I don't know. This is the closest thing to we finally got him, but I don't think we finally got him. Here, let me let's see if I can somehow have both chats here. If I do this, and then...
dude, I went to one of your debates.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I went to one of your debates, dude.
Okay.
Do you debate?
I do debate. That's what we're here for. Are you a Trump supporter, over 18, an American, and would you like to contest anything that I believe?
Like I am over 18. I'm 20. What do you want me?
Okay.
It's not.
Are you MAGA?
I wouldn't say I'm a Trump supporter, but at the same time, not a Democrat reporter. But I did vote for Trump, yes, because I don't know. I just felt like
that's close enough. We'll take it.
Yeah, I voted.
Why did you vote for Trump?
Well, in my heart, what's it called? My philosophy, what I believe in is you don't choose a side. You just vote for whoever will make your life better. I guess we'll say, right? Like who's ever
sure. Okay.
right now. Okay.
Whoever's the better option, that's typically who we should vote for. I'm with you so far.
No, I don't care if it's better for the country. I just care if like it's better for me. I don't give a fuck about other people. I just want it for my gain.
All right.
So like if a
Trump
Democrat,
doesn't
so
care
if a
about other
Democrat's
people, checks out, go on.
Yeah, so if a Democrat during the year is, in my perspective, then I'll go with that. But then I'll go with Republican, and Trump was just he promised jobs and shit and all that,
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask why? Because I'm curious. This is not something people are usually willing to admit. Why you don't care about other people? I understand prioritizing yourself over other people, but just straight up, I don't care what happens to them based on my vote. Like, I think that's a pretty big deal, and I'm curious where that perspective comes from.
If you're not my family and friends, I shouldn't have to like. I shouldn't have to think of you. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like let's say you're protecting your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like my sister shows up and she brings a friend of hers. It's just like, yeah, I'll protect my house. I'll feed my sister, but I don't give a fuck about you. Who are you to me? I've not had enough experiences with you for us to feel close. I don't have a connection. I don't have any obligation, blood, or any of that. With you, it's just like I don't care about you if I don't know you. And I think it has to do.
Sure. So can I provide kind of my perspective on this sort of thing and tell me where you think maybe I go wrong? But I don't know most people. There are billions of people, and I know very few of them. I think it's very easy for me to say I want good things to happen to those people, not to my detriment, but just in general. Like if you had a button that you could press right now and it's like, hey, everyone in the world's quality of life goes up by 1 quality of life point. Someone who's homeless gets a little less homeless. Someone who's rich gets a little more rich, but it's just universal across the country or the planet. Would you not want the world to be a better place for more people? Even if it costs you nothing?
If it costs me nothing?
Nothing, yeah.
If it costs me nothing, like I just press a button and more people get rich, I'm like, okay, bet.
Okay, so we're on the same page so far as good things should happen to people in general, as long as it's not costing you something, right? Okay, cool. Right. So past that, I understand not caring about people who you've never met. Like if someone comes up to me and says, look, 100 kids died in Ethiopia yesterday. I feel bad. I wish those children didn't die.
Why would I care? I don't know this. It's just like, stuff happens.
You're not gonna cry.
Stuff happens and you can't prevent it.
Sure, but we'll get to that part. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that if you heard that, I would expect you to cry or be distraught. It's just a stat, right? Like it's just a story. You never knew these people. You never will. You never knew their families. Like to you, it's just, oh, that kind of sucks. But like this is just a thing I heard. This isn't like my dad is in the hospital, right? Like you're with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So past that, what I see is, in the same sense, I can tie the idea that I wish those people had a better life, right? Well, just like you said, like you would hit the button if you would. I wish all people had a better life in general, and it would cost me nothing to do this with this button. I wish that I didn't hear bad stories happening to other people, even though it doesn't affect me personally. I wish those people didn't die. I wish those people had a better quality of life. And so when we take this finally to the voting aspect, it's, hey, if it's not a huge detriment to me to vote for someone that would make my life better, but not as good as the other person, I think it's better for the world for me to take that small hit. And let me explain. So Trump, for my family, would have cut my taxes a little bit. We would have been a slightly better off, I think. Like we would have a small tax break. But I think for the most part, more people will have a better life in America under a Democratic president. So even though me personally, I might benefit slightly, I would rather give up that small tax break and have more people suffer less. Does that make sense?
No, I got to think for my own.
No, you're still thinking for your own in certain senses.
I guess
you're just not taking every possible opportunity to maximize your benefit. You're saying, hey, I'll still be fine. In fact, I'll be great. And also this will be good for other people. So it's costing you a little, but it's not a lot to give to make the world a better place. Yeah.
Okay, let me try to think of like my moral, like explain it different. Okay, this is probably sickening, but this is a way to explain how I feel. I am the type of person where, like, if there was two buttons, one is like where you save your dog. Keep in mind a dog over a human being, and then the other button is you save 30 random human beings. Okay.
Hey, no,
And they're
you're
not
preaching to
friends
the
with their
choir
family.
here.
I picked
Hold on.
the dog. Okay, I do not give a fuck
Yeah.
about you if I
No,
don't have a reason to. You know,
But I understand and actually
I would
agree with
choose
this,
a
right?
dog over a human. It all has to come down to
Well, hold on.
connections. Okay. It all comes-
Exactly. It's your dog, though, right? That's the distinction there. You wouldn't pick a random dog over 30 random people. You'd pick your dog over 30
Yeah,
people, right?
and you screw it.
Yeah,
Let's make it 70. I'm still picking my dog.
No, I was going to say you could take it even crazier, like 10,000, 100,000. Like, obviously, like, this is getting to absurd points.
Let's not go that far. Let's not go that far.
Well, the point is, and I'm agreeing with you on this, is the
I'm just
connection that
joking.
you
Yeah,
have to your animal, is very strong. And like that connection matters more than a stat of people that you see on a screen. But what I'm saying to you is this isn't, hey, your dog dies or 100,000 people die. It's, for me at least, in this like Trump versus Kamala, it was my family gets a tax break that doesn't really change our lifestyle at all. We get more money, but we already had enough. And hey, there aren't crazy ICE raids, trans people aren't under attack, like all the people that are suffering now with the government shutdown, that stuff's not happening. And so I say, yeah, my life would be a little better if I got that tax break, but more people's lives will be worse. And I'm willing to sacrifice that little thing. Not, hey, like, would you kill your dog, right? Like, that's a little different. But
I'm not. So
you're not what?
Also, they're illegal. They need to get out. But that's besides the point. We're not talking about
we
that.
We can talk
yet.
about that if we have to. Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get into your like moral framework of, and here's the thing.
Here's my thing. I think it's not only like family and friends. If you can't benefit for me, like if you can't help me, like let's say there's like a guy, okay, and like I want to like break into a store, okay, I'm like, well, I'm gonna pick this guy, right? I don't know him, but he benefits me the most, so I'd pick him to help me rob the store. It's kind of like that, or like if or like a situation where like I need to build like a science project, okay, I will pick the person that will benefit me the most. So it's just like, I guess it's not only family and friends, but it's also due to the fact it's just like, what the fuck can all these people do to benefit me by its answer too?
Well,
it's just like, I don't care if you're getting.
No, I understand. Let me try the second part of this, which is regardless of whether or not you're willing to sacrifice a little for the better of other people, sure, whatever. Let's just say that's out the window. If society is doing better, if more people have more money, if more people are contributing, if more people are working, if more people are making society work in the way that we all need society to work, because we're not individuals living off the land. We have grocery stores, we have fire departments and police departments and infrastructure that needs everyone to be doing well enough to support the world that you exist in. If all of that is better, then your life is better. So even if you did this from a purely selfish point of view, when everyone else's quality of life increases, crime goes down, and your quality of life is going to go up because all of those people are going to elevate society. Does that make sense? The whole, the rising boat?
Yeah, but shit can be too long, though. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, it would take forever for some of those bills to get passed through or whatever, just to make other people's lives better and stuff, Or it's just
everything takes a while in government. It's bureaucry, but that should we not do things because they might take too long? Like,
yeah, but let's get on. And like even then, like I'd rather choose you over like a teenager if it comes to living. Wanna know why? Because you entertain me on TikTok. I'm not joking. I'm not.
How many teenagers could we
I don't know if there's ever in the chat. If you're someone that doesn't like me, you can clip me and like post this or whatever. I shit you not. If there's a 13-year-old boy, okay, in you, and I have to pick one of you, I'm saving you, okay? Not because I like you, okay? I don't give a shit about you, but you're entertaining, okay? You like give me like entertainment of like,
okay,
yeah. So I'm picking you over. I'm picking you over a 13-year-old only because I get entertainment out of you when I watch you on TikTok. That's it.
Sure. Let me ask this one. What's your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show?
Mm-hmm.
Can I say like a favorite movie? Because I usually just like watch.
Sure. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, Oppenheimer.
Okay, Oppenheimer. That movie gets deleted from existence, or you have to unalive 1,000 13-year-olds, and it'll come back and you get to watch it and it'll be like the first time you ever watched it. Would you keep that entertainment in the cultural library if it meant that 1,000 13-year-olds are now gone?
Can't think about this one.
Yeah, you can think about it.
Okay. 1,000? Like, only 1,000, right? Only 1,000.
Only 1,000 children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I don't know, like, what
are those 1,000
empathy
13-year-olds going to do
bone-
for me? When you're a teenager, and I know this because I was once, okay? You're a piece of shit. When you're a teenager, you're usually a piece of shit sometimes. Most of the time. Teenagers are the most rebellious age.
Teenagers are the most rebellious age? Wait, give me just
Yeah.
1 second. I just had a tech breakdown, getting people texting me. Sorry, guys. Why is it all blank? Here we go. Primary monitor. Auto. Back. Done. Oh no. Hey, Pill, the chats are not seeing the stream. Uh-oh. Give me a sec, guys. I'm going to fix this. Well, I don't know what other empathy bone I'm supposed to appeal to for you, but I would say think about how others can help you in ways that are not just interaction one-on-one, because I think you'll find there's a lot of things that society relies on that means everyone needs to be doing well. And the fact that you're so eager to,
fuck them people.
just kind of...
And also, this is still not a bit. I'm not trolling you or anything. I do genuinely think this
No,
way.
I believe you. I do believe you.
Yeah, like, this is not a bit. I'm not...
All right, let's see if this works. Can you guys see it now? I actually don't know how you would tell me if you can see it. Yeah, okay. You should be able to see it now. Sorry, guys. This should be fixed. If not, say something. But yeah, I don't know how to reach your empathy bone other than, like, I mean, you're honest. You're clearly out for yourself. I understand that. I think even on the most selfish possible level, I think there is value in lifting other people up because your quality of life, right? Like, if everyone was poor, like you weren't, your life would not be amazing, right? Because there'd be people struggling.
Okay, well, I guess
around you.
I'll
It'd be
give,
hard
like,
for
a
them to
couple
sustain,
people, like,
right?
if everyone's poor, I guess I can spare, like, $5 or something, but, like, really, I just... Like, is that good enough? Like, I say hello to people, I hold the front...
Exactly.
I say hello to people, I hold the front door.
No, this is perfect. This is perfect. Wait, why? Why do you hold the front door for strangers, right? They're offering you nothing.
Because my mom tells me to, you know, it's just like I'm raised into that. I don't want to do it, but, like, I'm raised to be polite. My mom.
Do you like it when
it's not that I
strangers
like
are
doing
polite
it.
to
It's
you?
kind of just like it's engraved because of how I've been raised, you know.
Sure. Do you like it when strangers are polite to you?
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of entertaining. Just hearing people, like, bitch at me, it's kind of funny.
No, polite to you. Like,
I don't care if you're polite to me. I don't care if you're like, oh, excuse me, or you just, like, shove me. It's just like, I'm just gonna keep my day going.
Okay, interesting. So you don't really care how people treat you. Most people do care, but let's say
Like,
you
if they're
don't
gonna
care.
hold a gun to me, then it's just like, okay, yeah, I care if you're gonna fucking, you know, take the shot.
Right, and that's why I said on the most, basic level, everyone's life is going down and there's more crime. You're more likely to be robbed, and you just wouldn't like that. So you'd want everyone else to be just better in general, even from a strictly selfish perspective, right?
No, stay with my shit. That's it.
Well, okay, I understand, but get this: if you were failing, let's say struggling financially, or you got fired or laid off or something crazy, would you not think the world would be better if strangers were to step in and try to take care of you, whether that was through charity or just your neighbor or through a welfare program, anything? Wouldn't the world be better for you personally if some structure existed to help you when you were failing?
I guess, but I really fucking hate taxes.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, look, I'll say this. Your Trump vote makes sense, and I'm happy you're being honest with me, but you should go to a therapist and see. I believe you. I believe you.
Not racist in a way where, like, I'm going to say the N-word, but just, like, I don't care if they get punched or not, or, like, they get sent to Mexico, they're separated. They were illegals, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Get the fuck out of the country. You know what I mean?
Let's get the next guy in here, Corey. Thanks for talking. I'm happy to hear from you. Wow. All right. Great first guest. I don't care about other people. This is my unironic opinion. That's a wild thing to just come out swinging with. So hold on. Let me just double check. Is this working, guys? Guys, I can't. It won't work when I open the Streamlabs. So spam ones if when I close Streamlabs, which I'm going to do in 3, 2, 1, you can see my face and it's not just a freeze frame. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to open it back up in 10 seconds just to double check that it's working. 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi. I'm moving my face around. All right, I'm moving it back up. Okay, it's working. Sick. All right, unless that one guy is trolling. All right, who's next, Corey?
Oh, we had 2 in the queue, and each one of them jumped out.
So they were like, I can't one up the guy who says I am completely unempathetic, and I would let 1,000 children perish just to let Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan's most boring movie, continue to exist.
It's hard to top that.
OMG, lol, this guy's the face of Unfuck America right now. Good luck. Come say it to my face, Kelton. What kind of name is Kelton? Jesus Christ. Actually, no, guys, I know how to win that guy over. I know how to win that guy over. We all have to become his friend, and then he'll care about all of us equally. It's the goated strategy.
Yeah, come on, Kelton.
Yeah, come on, Kelton. So I appreciate your YouTube content. Been watching for a while. Thank you very much, Darth9. That's what, by the way, the Star Wars bad guys are they're gonna get run out of stuff. Are you down to debate abortion? It's not my favorite. One, because I actually do think it's one of the more salient topics the right has. But yeah, come up. We'll talk about it. I probably won't even debate you very much because it'll just be it's literally one of the few topics you can be like, I agree to disagree. I don't think there is like an objective truth to it. I don't think there's an objective prescription we all need to take. I have my position on it. I think there's a lot of bad policy on it, but it's up in the air. What's up, buddy? Are you American over 18 and at least MAGA, if not, I guess, MAGA position, which is abortion, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I voted blue, but I was pro-choice back then. So.
But you switched.
Yeah, I mean, I only switched on that topic. I'd say I probably agree with you on like virtually everything else, but
I've said this before, and this will be a less contentious debate. If you think life begins at conception, you should be a single issue voter for MAGA. I don't think life begins at conception, which is why I don't vote MAGA. But if you truly think that thousands, if not millions, of people are dying every year because of abortion, then yeah, I can understand saying let's stop that regardless of anything else. That's an easy utilitarian calculus. But what changed your mind?
Well, I mean, I think it's a little bit more than life beginning at conception. Right? Like, I don't think we care about all life. Like, I certainly don't care about the lives of like trees as much as I do humans.
Well, human life begins at conception is what I meant.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's like a biological fact, but I mean, I don't see why that like grants anything moral worth. So I definitely think the debate goes further than that.
I do as well, but I'm saying if you believe that the moral worth, I guess I'm to rephrase this, if you believe the moral worth of a human begins the moment it is set into motion into turning into a fully fledged human being, then I could understand wanting to stop that completely, right, as a single issue thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm still kind of split on it. Maybe there's some coherent way to still vote blue while being pro-life. I don't know.
Well, yeah, can you, regardless of the voting, why did you switch? What switched you over?
Well, when I actually voted, I actually don't think I had a good grasp of like the philosophy behind, abortion. I kind of just thought like, it's a bunch of these crazy Christians that are saying abortion is murder, and like, there's no substance behind the claim. But the more I like looked into it, I find that it's very hard for you to draw some sort of moral distinction between like, infanticide and abortion. Now I know some people bite the bullet and just say infanticide is permissible. I didn't want to bite that bullet, so I mean, this seems to be.
Tell me if this is wrong. Tell me if this is wrong. To be logically consistent, because you're not okay with infanticide and you can't draw a concrete line during the development of the fetus, you must say that no point in the development is morally justified in killing it because infanticide isn't definitely, and since you can't draw that line, you might as well not draw the line at all. That's my understanding of what you just said.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could draw a line like very, very early, depending on like your stance. But yeah, generally speaking, that's going to be the view.
Okay. I understand that. To me, it sounds a little bit like that. I don't know if it's a fallacy, but are you familiar with Loki's wager?
No.
So it doesn't really matter. The backstory is goblins or whatever. He loses a bet, and they're like, yeah, if I lose, you can take my head. And they're about to cut his head off, and he's like, hey, you can't cut me there. That's where my neck begins. That's not where the head is. And then they're like, okay, what about here? It's like, well, no, then you're cutting part of my shoulder. And then they move the knife a little more. And it's like, because there's no concrete line based on our definitions of where exactly a head begins and ends, technically he wins the bet. And it sounds a little to me like, well, yes, I agree. There's not really a concrete line. Even if, let's say we said consciousness was the thing where we drew the line, not every fetus develops consciousness at the same time. So how can you make a law? I agree. There's never going to be a line where we all would agree this is always the same thing and it will never apply to all people. But on a basis of general, like, let's try to apply this, it's the same thing with the age of consent, right? There's no like, oh, she's 17 years old in 364 days. If she turned one more day, suddenly this becomes moral to date this person or whatever. No, in fact, it's probably just as bad once they're over the legal limit, but you have to draw the line somewhere. Otherwise, you don't have a line at all. And for me, I think the line, of consciousness makes a lot of sense. Some people say heartbeat, but I don't think you should throw the line out the window just because it's not concrete. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Just to be clear, my issue with the whole consciousness thing isn't that the line isn't concrete. I think that's a really stupid, like, Socrates paradox, right? I mean, as a precautionary principle, you could just say, like, 20 weeks, consciousness develops after that, generally speaking, so then, it's all good. What I mean when I say I don't think there's a moral distinction is, I don't think there's a moral distinction between the conscious fetus and the pre-conscious fetus, right? Like, so I don't.
Why?
Think,
because like the conscious experience like isn't valuable. It's like, yeah, sure, it's not brain dead, but it is thinking thoughts that are useless. It doesn't have language. It doesn't have reasoning. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
I mean, kind of. It kind of has to do with like a series of intuition pumps about like the interests of the fetus, and if we take it to be harmed in certain cases, you could just say something like, it seems that what we value isn't some sort of present consciousness. It seems what we do really value is the future potential of this thing. If this future potential persists throughout the entire time of its life, it seems that it has roughly identical value throughout the time. Maybe it increases, or maybe it's harmed by death more if there's some sort of mind. But yeah, I mean, and generally speaking, I think if we were to get into it, this point of consciousness, or when the mind develops, I mean, we're not going to say it seems arbitrary, but it seems like that might not be enough to sort of ground some sort of moral obligation or moral worth.
Okay, but then I would assume, or I would ask you to provide them the counter positive, which is, when does it acquire moral worth? And is what you're saying is conception is where the moral worth begins?
Yeah, probably. It probably increases in moral worth like over time. Like, I take you to be infinitely more valuable than a zygote, but I would just attribute it sufficient.
Infinitely.
Or okay,
well,
I'm using that kind of broadly.
I know I'm not trying to get you on this, but this is where it falls apart for me. Because if it is true that you would, let's say, not infinite, but let's say like, would you rather train track, Charlie problem, it's me and 1,000 petri dishes of
I'm choosing you in a heartbeat.
Zygotes. Right. And to me, that speaks to the idea that, like, you can say there's moral worth to this developing human, but clearly this is not a life that should be valued in the same way that I am. Because if you could say 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 eggs that have met sperm and say, yeah, I would scrape those off the side of the petri dish and throw them in the trash and the bio waste because you are a person with thoughts and verbal, expression and experience, and these things aren't, clearly there's something missing there that makes it not nearly so important as a fully fledged human life, no?
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of a false belief of many pro-lifers to believe in equivalence. But just 2 points. One, to elucidate on like embryo rescue cases. It seems that there's a lot of mitigating factors here, right? The first is, it seems that the zygote would need 9 months in some sort of mother in order to realize its potential, which is what we actually care about. The second is it seems like it's less harm by death than you. The third is, the pain factor. There's all of these various factors. So maybe if you want to go
Sure.
through and you normalize them one by one, you say, maybe it's frozen, maybe like you say all of these things and you stipulate them, it might be closer. But I would generally say the reason why it's wrong is it seems that there's sort of like a deontic constraint, right? Like if you're familiar with like the famous violin example, or like the violinist case, I think it's completely permissible to unplug
I've heard it
yourself.
before, but can you refresh my
Yeah, I got
memory
you.
of this again, because it's been a while?
Yeah, of course. So basically, this world famous violinist, his kidneys are failing and he's going to unalive. So the Society of Music Lovers decides to kidnap you. And when you wake up, you are in a hospital room where your kidneys are currently attached and filtering the blood of this famous violinist.
Yeah.
Now,
Mhm.
if you stay attached to him for 9 months, which will be at some decent cost to yourself, he will survive, or you can unplug yourself, go about your day, but he will unalive. I think the key distinction between this and abortion is twofold, right? First, it seems maybe there's some obligation the mother has. One could argue that, but second, it seems like there's a difference between allowing someone to unalive and unaliving them, right? For instance,
Yeah, like it's like you aren't the person who set up this experiment in the violinist case. This happened to you, and you are removing yourself from that situation. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's that, but also it seems permissible to unplug yourself, but it's probably impermissible for me to pull out like a pew pew and like pop him in the head, right? Like,
Sure,
kind of messed
or
up.
I'd say the distinction would be like you attach yourself to this violinist, and now you want to unattach yourself, and it's like, well, you've put him in this situation. I think that's more apt. I guess we could go for hours about the abortion thing, and I'm gonna have to let you go here. But I think the idea, and I said this before, and I appreciate you talking to me about this because I don't disrespect your opinion. There is no line we can draw that everyone will agree with. There's no objective line. There's no scientific consensus line of when does it get moral value, and I don't know if we'll ever know. And for me, just ultimately, the laws that we have on the books, give or take some of the weeks in which abortion is allowed, make more sense to me in terms of keeping more people I care about safe, making sure medical procedures can be done, and ultimately like disregarding the fact that I don't really care about the life of the a 1 week old zygote. So I just prefer to have the laws in the books the way they are, if not a little more lenient, because I've seen the damage that causes to real life people. In the same way you'd save me over 1,000 zygotes, I would save someone with an ectopic pregnancy who can't get their abortion because of some stupid law that restricts it, even though that's not included in it. Some doctors are afraid to perform them. I'd rather 800 gajillion abortions be performed than that person not be able to get their medical thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it. And obviously, you're not going to think that there's some great moral injustice being committed. Which, I mean, that's fine under your view. I would just say, one, like, I think there is a little bit more to be had in the conversation. Maybe it's something to look into, or something to see if your stance kind of aligns with it. I would say, like, yeah, generally speaking, I'd agree with you. Like, our legislation, if we do implement pro-life legislation, needs to be very careful to ensure that, people aren't suffering unnecessarily, right? People aren't put at the life of, like, it's not putting people's lives at risk. So I think there needs to be great care done in those cases.
Yeah.
I would just say
there's some nuance to be said, but yeah, last thing, and then we got to get one more person up before my phone dies.
Yeah. I'd say last thing is there seems to be some like sort of error cost of like, if we're wrong, it seems that we're doing something really, really bad. So maybe this is some reason for you to reconsider. But yeah, it was good talking to you.
I understand, but thank you. But yeah, I don't operate based on like if I'm wrong, because it's not enough for me to say like let's throw caution to the wind and pass all these draconian laws. But I understand that argument. I just don't think it's enough. But thank you, I appreciate it. And yeah, I guess let's get the last person up. My phone's about to explode. 7% left, Corey. We can get them in speed debate. Thank you, Rancho.
Yeah, have a good one.
Real quick, I'm going to make the screen go away so I can say thank you to all the super chatters. $2. Hey, people, no one can see the stream. Yeah, thank you for that and letting me know. Hi, Pilly. Been listening to you at work from area. I hope I'm making work better. 6-7 from Rick or Jean. Great. Fuck, marry, kill. AIDS patient, Ebola patient, rabies patient. Oh, man. I guess kill the rabies patient so they can't spread rabies. Marry the Ebola patient because I'll get all the money after they die. And then AIDS patient, no, because I have AIDS. It's not HIV. I can't take PrEP. I guess I marry the AIDS patient and hope that I don't get Ebola from having sex with the Ebola patient. Damn. God. Thank you, Mira Faye, for the 5. First name, last name. Everyone hates mold. Oh, okay, this is from last time. Okay, yeah, we're good. Last person, Corey. I got 6%. We can do it.
Well, Rosh is in
Oh,
there.
hi, Dr. Greg. Don't get Rosh, you little sycophant. Get out of here, you little brown noser. You're just here to jerk me off. Well, here, you know what? Let me see if I plug my phone in and switch to bad quality audio. How much
better it is.
How much better? Oh my God, I plugged it in. It went from 5% to 1%. That's not good. Let's see. It might shut off in the middle of this, guys.
That's not
Sorry.
how that works.
Is the audio substantially worse?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. All right. Who's left? Who we got? Andrew. What's up, Andrew? Are you a MAGA supporter 18 and American?
American, yes. MAGA, no. Sorry if I joined.
You're forgiven, but what do you got to say? We're trying to get some dissenters in here, not smart people.
I just wanted to join just in case your phone died. See how's it going?
Oh. Is this UFA, Andrew?
And no, I'm not.
Are you just here to say hi? What's going on?
Yeah,
buddy?
I guess I have to say hi and stuff. But I guess
hi,
I don't
Andrew.
have
No, get the hell out of here, you friendly asshole. Okay, we're not going to die. We went from 1% to 2%. Nice. Soy Pill, you are that famous now? Oh my God, I was sprinting through the airport. Not this time, but last time I got on the flight, and I had my hat wrapped around my waistband, and some stranger in the airport was like, "Oh my God, are you the Soy Pill? Let me get a photo." And I was like, "This is so weird. I can't believe like a stranger in an airport recognized me." It was very surreal. But it's also the hat is very contingent on that. Someone recognized me in the gym the night before that, no hat. So you just you never know. It's a small world. Oh, man, so did we kick Mr. Abortion out just just to have no more MAGA? Andrew came in here just to say hi. Oh no.
Seems like it.
So, what do you think the most pressing political issue would be if we were in a more stable political environment? I'm going to say climate change because of the millions of refugees it's going to cause when the heat wave hits the equator. Although it probably won't affect America nearly so much as Central America and Africa, but it's going to be bad for the world. That or now I'm a AI black pillar. I'm very scared of a hyperintelligence or a superintelligence taking over. So that's my second. We should regulate this. And then third, and more hope-pilled is getting to a more stable government that redistributes wealth better and helps all its citizens with some sort of tax system. But yeah, the first two I think are more important. Soy Pill, your YouTube videos are 10 out of 10. Don't tell me that, Blitz. I mean, thank you, but that means I don't know where to go up from here. Tell me they're like 4 out of 10 and I can only go up. Someone's trying to do text art for Trump. Oh, it shows up on the phone. It doesn't show up on the browser. Wow. Phones just ruin everything, huh? A pretty surveillance Palantir black build? I mean, that's coming anyway. I just don't think that's going to be the end of the world. I discovered your channel a few days after Trump won 2024. Hey, I mean, that's the silver lining of a Trump presidency is more people get to watch me. Please never stop. Humor on the left is so rare, and you're killing it. Thank you, Blitzed. Your videos are only about an 8 out of 10. Only downside is there aren't more. Well, I'm writing the new one right now, guys. I thought it was going to be about Epstein, but too much of that is happening too fast. So now it's probably about Snap. I get to even interview real Snap recipients. They're really real. I eat while watching their videos. Nice. I eat while watching a lot of videos, too. You remind me of Andrew Wilson. Well, I'm going to go hop out that window right there in my hotel room. You can't say that to me. I recommended someone your Charlie Kirk vid in a debate. Oh, thank you. Wow. I'm just kidding. Oh, I was this close to jumping, buddy. I probably can't say that on TikTok Live, huh? jumping up and down because I'm so happy that you're commenting. TikTok's so stupid. Come on, guys, we got 13 minutes here. You can't get one stupid MAGA up here. Are you so scared? I watched your whole live yesterday while I was in the hospital. Oh my God, I hope you're okay. Which live did you watch? Can we get Charlie Kirk on here? Where is that guy? I haven't heard much about him recently. You were like Andrew Wilson if he wasn't Andrew Wilson. Instead was a bass chat. Hell yeah. You sound like Derek from, what is MPMD? Do you know what MPMD is?
Nope.
My pony makes death. I tried. More plates, more dates. More plates, more dates. I've heard of this guy. He's like a dating coach, worker outer. Yeah. I haven't heard anything racist for 2 months. Charlie, congratulations for being 2 months and 9 days racist free. He's been real quiet since UFA started up. True. Soy pills sipping on that prime while watching Hawk Tua and getting attacked by Skibidi Toilet. Rick, you should have your internet privileges revoked. Let me see. Is there anyone in my... Look, guys, if no one joins, if you just want to be a sycophant for 30 seconds, I guess, but I don't want to be lionized. Were there any more supers? No more supers. Okay. Just double checking I didn't miss any of your hard-earned chats. You might run into me in person. It's a small world. Where are you from? Not my time. I'm in the Bay Area. He was being racist with the last thing he said. Wait, I need to address this, Sam. Was he, when he said counting or not counting gang violence, this is a real point that I might agree with if this is what he meant. Clearly, he's not around to clear this up. But when people talk about the number of mass shootings that happened in America and they include gang violence, the reason why that doesn't make sense is because the way that the media reports on it is that they always include this in the number when talking about some crazy, horrific school shooting. And it's like, yeah, those are bad. But the way you're speaking about this with that statistic is implying that we're having some crazy school shooting like 400 times in like 6 months or something crazy like that, when really the majority of these mass shootings, which is 4 or more people in some sort of shooting event, is gang violence, which is not good, which we should solve. But I think him pointing that out is to show, hey, if you're looking, the whole thing was like some stupid thing about like whether or not trans people are like disproportionately mass shooters. And if you count gang violence in that, I think that's silly because the demographic you're trying to control for is like, hey, for all of the crazy psychopathic people that go into like a workplace or a school or whatever and do something, that's very different from gun violence in between gangs. So you can't say, oh, this demographic accounts for this percentage of shootings if you include that, because you're not really comparing the same thing. So maybe if that's what he meant, he wasn't being racist right at the last second. I know, chilling, but sometimes you got to defend your opponents, even if they are stupid. You need more people to clip farm. Ugh, I hate clip farms, but you got to do it. You got to play the game. Do you think Trump gave it to Bubba better than Hillary? Probably. That's why Clinton. If Hillary gave, I'm trying to say this. What is it? If Hillary gave good Kirk, then he wouldn't have done the Lewinsky thing, and he wouldn't have gone to Trump. So I know that, but I just think the directions he would go with gang violence aren't very nice. Probably. But hey, here, I'll do another Charlie defense here. I don't know if you agree with this, Corey, but I remember him saying gun deaths are worth the Second Amendment. And I don't agree with the way that he meant it, and I don't agree with his policies on how we should not regulate guns. But in the same way that car deaths are a thing we accept for cars and we try to improve, the same is true of guns. I don't think all guns should disappear, but at some point, there's never going to be 0 gun deaths if guns exist. And we can never get that to 0. There's got to be an acceptable amount. Now, right now, it's too high. We should have way more restrictions. We should have way more safety bills. You should need a fucking license to get a firearm. But it's true that some amount of gun deaths are going to be accepted by society in the same way that plane deaths are accepted and that car deaths are accepted. And that doesn't mean we're okay with those happening. It means that those are going to happen. If we had automated cars, there's still going to be deaths. It might reduce human error by a huge amount, but someone's going to die, okay? And that doesn't mean we want it. It just means we're okay with some amount of death for this technology because we don't want to go back to the Stone Age. So kind of agree with it. In principle, not in policy. We need to regulate guns, but to assume that we can somehow get rid of 500 million is stupid. Yeah, that's also just never happening in America. The issue is that cars are not designed to kill, planes aren't, etc. Sure, but it doesn't matter what it was designed to do. What matters is the effect of it, right? Like, most people don't use guns to kill. Most people just have guns and they sit in their house and do nothing. Or that's what most guns do, not what most people do. I'd have to look up the statistic on how most people interact with them. But the point is, most gun deaths are suicides, I think. It's like 14,000 out of the 30,000. And of those other ones, a lot of it's like inner city gang violence. And it's like, okay, how do we stop these things that we don't want to happen or mitigate them because we can't make it zero? Yeah, we could ban all guns, but that's never happening in this country. But what if we made it really, really hard to get guns, right? Chicago has really strict gun laws, but neighboring states don't. So people can buy guns in the neighboring states, bring them over the border. Doesn't matter if it's illegal, they're going to go do crime with them. What if we had like universal background check, universal licensing, so it was just as hard to get a gun as it was to get a car? Like, you had to do all this safety training, no more accidents, or much fewer, not no more. I don't want to say zero because obviously that's not going to happen. Like, that's the whole point. So I agree with that in principle. But again, this is coming from the guy who voted MAGA, and the one thing they got mad at Trump for was that he tried to ban bump stocks, which is like, hey, let's make a semi-automatic rifle functionally automatic, which is ridiculous. No one needs that. I hate the idea of like, no one needs an AR-15. No one needs a bump stock. It's ridiculous. So policy-wise, we don't align, but yes, there's going to be an acceptable amount of death from almost any technology. Same with vaccines, same with cars, same with electricity. Like, all of these things have some sort of hazard associated with them that we accept, and we always try to mitigate. But that's not a crazy thing to say. Thoughts on open carry? I don't like the way it makes everyone on edge when you're just walking around with guns. I think concealed carry is much better. It should be the same level background check as a global entry card. That's a little high. I don't know if we need that, but I wouldn't hate it if that was the law that was passed. Thoughts on HK416? It's unironically my assault rifle. I've never, wait. Rosh, you're in the UK. There's no shot you have that. Literacy test for gun purchase. Maybe. What about a big hole to put the guns in? Oh, like in The Simpsons where they just have a big furnace and everyone throws them in? Yeah, we could do that. All right, guys, we have 5 more minutes. Is no one here to yell at me? That's what this whole thing is about. Not a single person. We'll lower the criteria. You just have to disagree. You don't even have to be MAGA. Did you debate Andrew Wilson? Yeah, a couple times. Once about like gender roles, and then another time about political violence. And yeah, oh my God, Charlie's clip of him is going viral. It's so good. She's just like, she just wanted to point out, like, hey, under my ideology, it would be okay that you have a wife who has 2 previous baby daddies. That's fine under feminism. That isn't something you should be ashamed of. But because of your ideology, because you're like a trad con, like, you should feel ashamed. I don't think you should, but in your ideology, you would. And he had a fucking meltdown. It was so funny. Change the prompt because everyone agrees. I guess true. Even Elon agrees. This isn't the only prompt, guys. You can debate anything MAGA. You got 5 minutes. But my ideology is the best and yours is wrong. Actually, not my time. Your ideology is just a preference. I was ordained by God to have my ideology. It's not that I prefer this particular religion or this book or which things in this book to follow. It's actually just objectively true that all these things are real. My God says yours is wrong. Well, actually, your God just spoke to me, not my time, and he said that you are wrong. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Who's my favorite debater on the left? It's probably still Destiny. I think he's the most entertaining, and usually the most articulate. You know, no one's perfect, but if I had to choose, you know, like who goes up against them, you know, like, oh, who's this? This is the powerhouse, and I got to pick someone. I'd probably pick Destiny for it. What's up, Booty? Is that Booty Fucker?
You don't gotta say my name. It's Sam. It's Sam
right.
from earlier. I just swapped accounts.
Sam from earlier. Wait, you were
talking about the guns.
Okay, gotcha. Did you have a disagreement about it?
Yeah. So basically, TikTok comments don't let you say very much, but I'm thinking if it's acceptable to have a certain amount of gun deaths. I understand the point, but and I also understand that it's unrealistic. But I think on a base perspective of we could change this, I think that the Second Amendment isn't very necessary. If you could go back in time and like rewrite it, guns as a principle are designed to kill, whether that's animals or humans, cars, planes, whatever, those are designed for a much different purpose. So I think that if in a perfect world, there would be more gun reform, and I understand it's not realistic, but that's just my perspective on it.
Okay, I agree with you insofar as if I could magic away every firearm for civilian use, would I do it? Probably, but if you are to agree with the description some people have that the Second Amendment is meant to fight against a tyrannical government, is that not something that is still salient today, that still exists, that still matters, that still is a good reason for people to have the opportunity to have those firearms?
So, yeah, you're not wrong there. But I do think that, trying to think of a way to word this. I didn't really think of my argument before coming in here. I just kind of swapped to my other account. Was like,
yeah, you just lost the debate, buddy.
Oh, shit.
Get good. Debate points lost. Put one up for the soy pill.
So I think
hey,
that
if you have to think about that part more, sure. But then I could bring up another one if you don't want to talk about that one specifically, right? Like, because I kind of want to attack you on this, and I don't mean attack, but this idea that guns are designed to kill, therefore, so what? Tons of things are designed to kill. I don't think that determines whether or not people should be able to use them. We have, I mean, I don't want to get into the vegan debate. The like pistons that we use to like kill cows. They put it against the forehead, and it's like that's designed to kill. Should that exist? It's like, well, yeah. I mean, it's a tool that we use to make something more efficient.
I'll get into the vegan debate if you want to.
Hold on. I think it's unethical to kill animals is the point. But what I'm saying is that is designed to kill, and I don't think just because something's designed to do that doesn't mean it's a tool that has uses that aren't just kill as many people as possible, right? Like AR-15s, people use them to hunt. People use them to defend their house, and sometimes defending your house or hunting involves killing. But hunting always does, unless you're a really bad shot. But the point is, like, that doesn't mean that like somehow this deserves different amounts of regulation to other forms of things. Just because a car is designed to hurt anyone, it can. A car is not designed to hurt anyone, and it hurts far more people on the planet than firearms in the country. Excuse me, I think, or maybe it's very similar. I think it's like 30,000 ish for both. And like, I don't think the design argument really matters. It matters what it's used for and how bad it is, right?
Yeah. And circling back to what you said about, I think it's unethical to kill in general, and it's also I eat meat, so I'm participating in something that I believe is unethical.
I agree.
So I do think that
I really need to stop.
Yeah, I think it's. I think we as people make certain, what's the word I'm looking for, like cuts in our morality for things that are unethical, but they're unethical in a way that doesn't so much affect us. Like, I'll leave my computer running, and that's horrible for the environment, but it's not necessarily.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. But I know what you're saying is like we have these cognitive dissonances where we forgive ourselves, where it's like, well, I'm not doing anything bad. But I'll say this. I mean, I'll bite the bullet. If the Nuremberg trials happen for the meat eaters, I deserve it. I've participated in the deaths of hundreds of chickens for my gains. Okay, and you know what? I deserve it. I deserve it. If it comes to worse and it turns out I'm the equivalent of a slave owner from 1860, I deserve it. I absolutely dug my own grave. But yeah, I would say look into the gun thing more and really think about the idea of like, is it viable for us to fight back against a tyrannical government? I think that's still a viable thing to have the Second Amendment. Obviously, you could change it, but it's just so unrealistic in this country. Too many people are tied to them. So
yeah,
I don't think it's happening.
I used to be hardcore right. It was probably about 3 years ago now that I've educated myself more, but the gun thing was also a little
smarter. I like it.
Yeah, it was guns. And I didn't like that you couldn't say certain words, but I was also an edgy kid too. So
I was far right because I couldn't say the N-word. That's more common
back in the day when I I would play video games all day, so that's how it was when I was a teenager. But I've
that was your
grown.
word. That's the gamer word, all right?
Yeah.
All
But
right. Well, thanks very much, Booty Effer. It was fun talking to you. Corey, is
Tried
there
to
one
get
more
someone
person
up
in there,
here.
or is that it? Hey, look, you're slightly off with my position. That's close enough. Because there's the MAGA, they're running. They're so scared. They don't want to face the truth.
A beautiful impression, by the way. I meant to say that.
Thank you.
Your Trump impression's
It's
great.
not the best, but it's getting there. I got to practice more. I do it in the
keep
car.
perfecting it. All right, well, thanks for having me up here.
Thanks, Booty Effer. Go after them booties. Corey, do we have one more in line? Do we have time for one more, or is that about it?
I do got to skedaddle, unfortunately.
All right. Well, guys, thanks so much. Next time, tell your stupid dipshit Trump MAGA friends to hop in here and fight because they're a bunch of pussies, okay? And they're all scared because Trump's about to come out and be exposed as the diddler he is. And they're like, actually, I never supported Trump. Not me. Anyway, UFA, if you want to support, in the description, there's an ActBlue link. Please do. We'll be going to the UFA event in Arizona. Otherwise, housekeeping stuff. I'll read them, just double check there's no more super chats, but writing the next video, and I think I might sub in for Destiny's partner debate tomorrow if he can't make it. Otherwise, I'm not streaming tomorrow. But let me just look at the chat. No supers, no supers, no supers, no supers. Your muscles are stupid and I hate you. Does that work? Close enough. That's almost a disagreement. Thank you, David Kern. And Area 232 says $2 Rat Man. I don't know why, but thank you for the $2. Anyway, Corey, thanks so much for helping me out on short notice. Guys, thanks for tuning in. And someone go make a Truth Social post. So the people know about this for next week, okay? And maybe I'll try to organize one. Oh, you know what, Corey? Next time, maybe if we don't have enough people in the queue, I will ask that libertarian Trump defender I met at the TPUSA event. Maybe he wants to do something one-on-one or something like that. So,
Nice.
But I could just schedule that